Right. So one of my favorite things is that a couple years ago, we started bringing back an alum who, like you all, ran this campus when they were here. And tonight I have the awesome pleasure of introducing one of the first students that I worked with that I would call I'm gonna do everything student. Many of you are that student now. In 2004, Noel Margaret graduated from Union, and she very much was that student for me. She was actually one of the first students that were that student for me. So Noel was one of the students, like some of you, Hallie Coakley, who raised her hand for everything and did so with a smile. I met Noel nearly 20 years ago, and it's hard to believe so much time has passed. I will tell you that Noel was foundational in creating U program. Prior to her time at Union, the programming board was relatively unstructured. I'll tell you one short story about Noel. I turned her on to this band called Daisy Head Maisie I had seen at a club in Iowa when I was in graduate school. Noel fell in love with the band and their music and decided we should bring them to campus. She rallied the board and got them excited. She made the flyers, publicity, and in turn booked them to come to campus. She asked everyone she knew to attend. Noel was so excited for the big night. No one came. Well, like 10 people. Noel was crushed. I remember her tears. She was heartbroken. This sounds like I'm telling you the story of her greatest failure, but the opposite is true. This was one of the opportunities for growth, an opportunity for her to understand that sometimes, no matter how hard we try to try things, do not go as planned. Noel did not quit. She did not walk away. She stood up, and I'm pretty sure she rebooked them that following spring back on the back patio of the Reamer Campus Center, and this time people showed up and enjoyed the show. With that, I have asked Noel to share with you a little bit about her journey from Union College student leader to life outside of Union and ultimately back to Union as an employee. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time to be with us tonight, Noel, and welcome.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for that kind introduction, Matt, and the Daisy Head Maisie story. And yes, there were tears, but the second time around, a lot of people showed up, and it was a great event. It's an honor to be part of the Student Activities Leadership Celebration this evening, and I'm really grateful to be included. When I was reflecting on my time at Union, I was really thinking about the amazing student activities community that Union has built. It's spanned several decades, and it will continue to grow and thrive with the strong foundation that you as students, that Matt, Katie, Lauren, the Union team, and myself as alums have created. So you're really part of something special, and it'll carry on into the future. And this is a community that, I was so proud of to be part of this community during my days at Union. It really helped shape my collegiate career and ultimately who I am as a person today. It's a community that I miss. All the laughs, the friendships, the memories, the time on the fourth floor of a Reamer, the bottomless candy bowl. Sometimes it makes me want to go back and be a student again. And like I said before, it's a community that really helped me grow personally and professionally. I didn't really realize it fully at the time, but when I was working with U program, which I did for a couple of years, and then my senior year on Student Forum, I was really being prepared for so many aspects of life. And it impacted who I am today as a colleague, as a friend, as a parent, as a traveler, as a spouse, and so much more. Some of the things student activities taught me, and I hope will have taught you, are leadership skills, of course, how to manage a team of people and work with diverse personalities, how to work hard and have fun at the same time, because we all know there's a lot of laughs and good times that happen, how to balance logistics and all the moving pieces of events and programs, which is something that happens in day-to-day life. How to think creatively and outside the box. It also taught me how to make people's day, how your programs, even though you don't realize it at the time, really make people smile and have an impact and an influence on their day. It teaches you how to multitask, a skill that comes in handy in all aspects of life, especially now. I have 3 young kids, but professionally, multitasking is something that we do all the time. Student activities teaches you how to communicate and be present, how to collaborate and work towards a single goal. And also, as Matt shared earlier, how to think outside the box and cope when the best laid plans don't go as intended, like Daisy had Maisie, or in 2002, it actually snowed on the morning of Springfest, which is something we never could have anticipated. And we had to get creative and really, we moved the event inside, and we had to think about how to get people there and get the word out. And it's a memory that I will always have. So, like I said, all these skills and so many more have really helped me navigate life in the 15 years since I graduated. It helped me as a young professional. I went on to actually do event planning with a sports marketing agency called Octagon. I did events in marketing for BMW. I spent some time at Trinity, and now I'm back here at Union. Almost 5 years ago, I got a call from a recruiter. They were looking for a college relations position, and I was so fond of my time at Union. I was thrilled to be able to return the call, and I've been back for almost 5 years working in college relations. And so that's my student activity story in a very brief nutshell. And I hope that your experience with student activities has prepared you for your career as a Union student, or for the exciting next steps that all the young graduates will take. And most of all, I really hope your student activities experience will bring you joy, growth, friendships, and many memories to last a lifetime. So thank you again for including me tonight. Congratulations to all the award winners, and for, like Francie and everyone has said, for everything you have done to impact the Union community this year. You've really made a difference, and it's incredible what you've been able to pull off. So thank you, and congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Noel. We really appreciate you sharing your insights and how your experiences here at Union have truly impacted you far beyond the Union experience and coming back home to Union as well. We know that these clubs and organizations and those planning and those obstacles and challenges all have a greater impact on life skills. And so we appreciate you sharing that with everybody. So before, well, we're going to jump into the award ceremony process right now. Excuse me. But before we jump into the most impactful awards, I wanted to present an award a little early, as our recipient has to leave due to a prior commitment. So we're going to start with the exemplary support of student clubs in the advisor role. And it's my pleasure to announce this recipient in an advisor capacity, because to serve as an advisor is a huge honor, but it's also a lot of extra work. And this individual has truly gone above and beyond, working with not just one of our clubs, but 2 of them, being present at every practice of every pod, multiple times a week. Her dedication to the students of both the women's hockey and men's hockey club has truly been appreciated, not only by the student members, but also immensely by me. I know we have asked a lot of her this year, in addition to her normal job in athletics, and she has continued to rise to the occasion, managing this advisor role with everything else she has going on in her life. Oh, and on top of that, we also kept the ice up extra long this year, so she continued to advise far beyond what she normally would in a normal year. That kind of passion, commitment, and support of our students is truly exemplary, and we cannot recognize her efforts enough. Therefore, it is with great honor that I present the exemplary support of student clubs in an advisor role to Breanne Brinker.
Thank you, Lauren. Congratulations, Breanne. So we will move on to the rest of the awards for the evening, the most impactful leadership awards. These awards recognize students and our clubs who have been had a tremendously positive impact on the Union community. And I'll note that this is a normal Zoom, so the chat is open and feel free to cheer on your peers throughout the evening. So we will start off with the most impactful leader or club in the publications and media category. These two people who are receiving this award got really creative this year in the midst of a pandemic. They got really creative with the newspaper, and because they weren't able to print, they were posting articles on the website, and they got even more creative and created PDF versions of the newspaper itself and posted those to the website as well. So you're still getting that traditional newspaper feel, even in the midst of a pandemic. Daniel is one of the winners, was working on the paper while being at home in England for a majority of the year. And Akriti was on the ground at Union helping to run the day-to-day operations of the newspaper. So congratulations to Akriti and Daniel for most impactful leader in the publications and media category. Ooh. So our next award is most impactful leader or club in the academic category. This goes to a club that came to us pretty early on in the fall with some really lofty goals. They said that we really don't think this is going to be able to happen, but we really want to bring Andrew Yang to campus. We already reached out and we said, you already reached out? Wait, hold on. Let's go back. Let's reach out to our agent. And as it turns out, we were able to bring Andrew Yang and do a Q&A with him. And now he is a front runner in the New York City mayoral race. So we would like to congratulate Eon, Entrepreneurs of the Knot, for most impactful club in the academic category. Woo.
All right, it's my pleasure to announce the recipient of this year's most impactful leader or club in the performing and visual arts category. When faced with obstacles preventing them from playing their instruments, they decided to innovate and stay active as a club while still doing their due diligence to advocate for their ability to meet in person, playing safely with guidance. But that didn't stop them, despite the fact that they were not allowed to really gather and play for 2 terms. Instead, they got really creative and innovative and developed an ECAC tournament with other pep bands from schools in our league. It was a brilliant idea, and they took it from concept to implementation. So congrats to Maya Gempler and Rebecca Tagachi from Pep Band. Next, I'll present the award for most impactful leader or club in the club sport category. This year's leader truly is all around amazing at leading a team, being dedicated, and ensuring her club had the best experience within the limitations of COVID regulations, especially on club sports. Women's rugby is the club sport who practice all 3 terms and stayed engaged with their league, going to playoffs and potentially winning them. I'm just not 100% sure. But this leader led them all the way through that, maneuvering all the different guidance and regulations to ensure that they still had a team experience. It's a true testament to her leadership to keep her membership engaged and active during such challenging times. So it is my honor to recognize Sophie Huther as the most impactful leader of a club sport. Next up, I'd like to welcome Krista Grant, our Assistant Dean of Intercultural Affairs, to present the next award.
Hi, everybody. It is my pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's most impactful leaders or club in the religious and spiritual category. I have the opportunity to work with these 2 young women in the last 2 years who have contributed greatly to the Union community by raising awareness, offering programming on different faith traditions, and engaging in interfaith dialogues that enrich our community and student life. Please join me to congratulate Hannah Solomon and Hannah Epstein. The Elixir Award is the most impactful leader or club in the social action category. The following recipient for the most impactful leader in the social category is someone who I have worked very closely since I arrived at Union College in 2019. Despite the ongoing pandemic, Eva Erickson, president for Union Pride, has continued to show up and lead the club and to serve and advocate for a more inclusive community for the LGBTQIA+ population through programs and allied trainings. Last weekend, Eva also started a new tradition on campus by hosting our very first Pride Fest. Please join me to congratulate Eva Erickson.
Thank you, Krista. So we're going to go on to the most impactful club in the social action category. This club is one I work really closely with. They have worked tirelessly throughout this year to offer a variety of social programs to students both on campus and remote. They were the first club to host an in-person event this winter term, hosting Blacklight Mini Golf in the Field House. And they got really creative in the winter and hosting a month-long trivia tournament. So I would like to congratulate U Program as the most impactful club in the social category for this year. So next up, we would like to recognize some of our most creative and innovative programs for this year. These programs are ones that were incredibly successful and incredibly creative, especially in the midst of a pandemic. It was incredible. So we would like to recognize the Trevor Noah Cross College collaboration, Winter Carnival that took place in February, the U Program Hot Ones event, Gaming for You Jackbox Gauntlet that I believe has already finished, and sorry students, but Union won that gauntlet. The Dutchman Dip alumni panel, the COVID task force events such as macrame workshop and the this or that event series. And finally, the WRUC 100th anniversary panel with alumni. So congratulations to all these awesome events, and I will have Matt come up next.
So next up, I get to present most impactful fundraising effort. This group was the first group to cancel their program unfortunately scheduled in early March of 2020. And they impressively pivoted then and quickly figured out how to do a successful program online. Bound to a second year of virtual program, they got creative and hosted an alumni panel of the past presidents of the club. Congratulations to the Dutchman Dip and Splash this year and last year, but hopefully we're dipping again. I know that Addie is leaving the group in good hands, so looking forward to see what you all achieve next year. Next up, me to invite Drew. So I would like to welcome Drew to the stage to present on the next few awards.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're enjoying this good weather that we have. I'm going to introduce two awards. The first one being Commitment to Social Justice. This one is going to ASU for Yujong Lee and Tina Tully. At a vital time of need, Yujong and Tina stepped up and planned and executed a touching visual to honor many of the AAPI lives lost over the last year because of discrimination due to the ignorance surrounding COVID-19. They don't just talk about the changes that they want to see, they make them happen. So congratulations. And next up is Most Impactful Leader or Club in a cultural category. This will go to Carypsa / both Naropa and Alyssa. They are consistent role models and examples on campus of how to be student leaders. They both have grown so much over the years, and are some of the beacons of diversity, equity, and inclusion at Union. They're always willing to lend a helping hand to other organizations, cultural or not, as well as collaborate. They've helped younger student leaders grow as well. Congratulations.
Next up is commitment to sustainability. I think, yeah. So 2 students led a group of their peers in creating a program this year that was both new and innovative. These students saw an opportunity to engage digitally with others in the region around the topic of sustainability. So what did they do? In true leadership fashion, as Union College students always do, they created a conference called the SEAS New York Conference. Congratulations to Bethany Costello and Lauren Stebbins. There's another student that we want to recognize in this category. We typically don't have multiple winners, but I've had the opportunity, and we all had the opportunity to be around this young man who has committed his time to sustainability on campus since I can remember meeting him. He leads with poise, grace, and maturity. He views the world with a sustainable lens. From what I have seen in everything that happens, he takes a moment and considers, could we be doing this in a more sustainable way? He does not go around shaming those who are not sustainable. Rather, he has one of the most kind and warm approaches I have ever seen in asking people what he can do, not what others need to do, but what he can do to contribute to reducing our carbon footprint. Congratulations to Tyler Greenwood. It has been a pleasure working with you. And while your legacy, I am certain, will continue, you will be missed. Next, I get to invite Janet Sweeney from our Community Outreach Department. Welcome, Janet.
Hi, everybody. Janet Sweeney from the Kenny Community Center. I'm going to present 2 awards today. The first one is the most impactful leader or club in the service category, and the winner is Cocoa House. Despite challenges to in-person volunteering, this group continued to be active throughout the year. They actively recruited new members and continually offered engagement opportunities with the Cocoa House kids when a lot of other service groups went inactive due to lack of interest or ability to gather. Their innovation and passion during these challenging times has been inspiring. Congratulations. And the second award that I will present is going to be for commitment to community service. I'm happy to present this award to Bethany Costello. Bethany has volunteered in many capacities at her time at Union. She's a dedicated leader in all things related to sustainability at Union. And as co-chair of Youth Sustain, she helped plan the first ever student efforts to advance sustainability New York conference last month. Bethany has served as a community experience pre-orientation leader and is a past winner of Kenny Center's Volunteer of the Year Award. And as she reminded me very recently, even though she's not been able to participate as much at Kenny Center this year, she is volunteering all the time. I know that to be true, so congratulations.
Thank you so much, Janet. We are going to move on to our next set of awards that highlight students who go the extra mile in terms of their engagement and commitment to student leadership. Our first award that we'll do is our Attendee of the Year Award. And as we shared earlier, our clubs and organizations host an amazing number of events each year. And one of the things that makes these events so successful is the students who come together and experience them together. And even though for the majority of the year we weren't able to come together in person, I would consistently see these 2 names on Zoom for a variety of events. You may even be jealous of their trivia skills because they were always some of the top contenders when it came to trivia. Congratulations to Will Grimwood and Devin Bethaja, our attendees of the year. Our next award is our Last to Leave Award. This award recognizes students who are always ready and willing to work to make events happen. When the pandemic hit in March 2020, these 3 were the ones who consistently came to the table to say, what else can we be doing? What else can we be doing to support our students on campus? When there was work to be done, we knew that we could always count on them to get it done. These three have been incredibly important to the success of student programming behind the scenes, including helping organize some of this year's largest events, including Trevor Noah, Anthony Porowski, Mike Birbiglia, the Winter Carnival, this last week's Spring Week, the This or That series, and many more. It is my honor to present this award to Abby Smith, Sarah Van Ness, and Hallie Coakley with the Last to Leave Award. Congratulations. And Matt is running up to the stage right now. If only you could see him.
Exemplary support of student clubs, right? Yeah. What can I say? Between our students and the student activity staff, we come up with some crazy ideas with never enough time to implement them. We have a few folks to recognize here. That said, they have all been partners to both the staff and the students. Their answer is never no. Rather, it is, of course we can make this work. From risk management to late contracts, to crazy food ideas, to de-densifying programs, you have all partnered with us, not only just us, but with each other as well, to deliver an engagement for our students at a time where engagement has been scarce. On behalf of both the students and our team, we thank you for all you do for us. So recognizing Union College hospitality, especially Jim, Carol, Patrick, and Chef Pat. And Mary Beth has, I know, worked late nights to fill our contracts when we weren't sure if we owe her a lot of favors for the contract she has pulled off in the last minute. And, you know, Mary, Jill, and Rachel always are willing to do a walkthrough and figure out ways to help us navigate the grounds of the campus and figure out how do we make our programs work. So we are truly appreciative of you. All of you could win this award every year. You just have been partners with us for a long time. But in this pandemic, it has been extremely obvious just how committed you are to the Union community, to supporting our staff and our students. So next up is Lauren.
Sorry, Matt moves my little stool every time he comes up here. We're having a lot of fun here. We wish you all were with us, but we're having some fun in behind the scenes here. All right, the next award is 4 years of service to Student Forum. This is a unique recognition to devote 4 years of service to being a voice for the student body, to be elected by your peers 4 years in a row, and to serve with passion and commitment in the face of several challenges. 4 years in Student Forum is so unique that sometimes there's nobody that fits this category. However, this year, we have 2 individuals who have served on our Student Forum as class representatives and then on the executive board for their entire time at Union. They have given greatly of their time and energy to ensure the student voice is heard and have been an asset to the Student Forum team this year and throughout their duration on Student Forum. I am excited to present the 4 year of service on Student Forum Award to Matt Toy and Brian Wong. The next award is Leadership and Governance. It's my pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's Leadership and Governance Award. I will say I have been really impressed with our Student Governance Board this year. They have been dedicated to the student experience and committed to ensuring they represent their peers in all conversations. The thing that impresses me the most with these recipients was their engagement in meetings. These individuals showed up regardless of when our meetings were, which this year was either at 5 p.m. on a Friday or 7:45 a.m. on a Thursday. And yet they were always there with cameras on and engaged in our conversations. This year, I'm recognizing 3 individuals who truly exemplified leadership and governance, going above and beyond to ensure that communication was clear and consistent, often putting their personal feelings aside to find ways to make the best out of difficult and challenging situations, and who worked beyond the expectations of their role to provide the best student experience. They wanted to ensure they were advocating for their peers through the lens of their positions they were elected to. And therefore, it is truly an honor to recognize Marina Angelopoulos, Nate Uman, and Alexis Hendrickson with the Leadership and Governance Award. Congratulations.
We're about halfway, about half and half. I am going to be up here for, I think, 3 times in a row, so bear with. I have the opportunity to present on collaborative leadership. This year has been challenging, as we've said. The Winter Carnival was born out of an attempt to find a way to engage students and one another under the most challenging of circumstances. Coming off a spike in COVID cases when people were held up indoors due to the cold, a group of student leaders and campus administrators came together to deliver one of the first and only in-person events of the year. I'm so proud of our community for working together to make a difference in students' lives. Next up is innovative leadership. So one morning in August, I called Lauren and I said, we need a separate group committed to programming in these strange times. She agreed. I suggested we approach the student government to commit funding to make sure that programs were happening. We were worried our clubs would use up all of their funds, and when we were able to program again in person, they would have nothing left. Little did we know that this would last the full year. We called on some of the strongest leaders from student government and beyond, and they creatively have filled gaps in the programming. They have hosted large events and small programs, and were leaders in both the Winter Carnival and Spring Week. I am super proud of the excellent work that the many contributors have made to ensure the well-being of the students through programming. It is the COVID task force of Student Forum. Next up is our scholar leader. Some students are exceptional academically, others at roles of leadership. That doesn't make sense, what I wrote. So I gotta reformat this on the fly here. So typically people are both good at both being a leader and really good in their academics. This student, however, is amazing. And I'm really actually kind of happy it's yours that I messed up. Not this young woman. She is one of the few that balances and excels both in her academics and her numerous leadership roles. Congratulations to Abby Smith for being this year's scholar leader. Oh, absolutely. Abby.
Thank you, Matt. So our next award is the Couch Award, and this is one of my favorite awards because it represents the community and environment that every student activities office strives for, one where students choose to spend their spare time in our office to chat with us and their peers. As you all may know, our office hasn't really been open, so our couch has not had a student on it physically in this past year, but these students have spent a great deal of time with us and their peers at events this year, especially the This or That series from the COVID Student Forum Task Force, and engaged in a variety of random conversations that often occur when you are speaking with me, Matt, and Lauren. Congratulations to Sophia Anderson and Haley Salisbury, sorry, on the Couch Award. We look forward to the day when you can sit on our couch in our office again. Our next award is the Unsung Hero Award. Oftentimes, we see student leaders who work extremely hard to support their clubs or organizations, but don't always get the recognition that they deserve. Throughout this past year, these 3 students have worked tirelessly at a variety of events and continue to impress us with how they are always willing to pitch in and take the initiative when others do not always do the same thing. I am proud to present the Unsung Hero Award to Julia DeFelice, Jennifer Williamson, and Mallory Nelson. Congratulations. Our next award is the Commitment to Student Programming Award. In many ways, this award is representative of someone who puts the needs of the campus community above their own. Over the past 4 years, this student has gone from barely being involved to being involved in groups that host some of the largest events each year. In the past year, I've seen her time and time again ask the question, what more can we be doing in the midst of this global pandemic? In this year alone, she has led U Program to continue to host events each weekend to provide fun and social activities for the student body, both virtually and eventually in person. She has worked alongside her peers to bring exciting virtual concerts and speakers to campus, including Jason Derulo, Trevor Noah, Anthony Porosky, and so many more. Just last weekend, after the Fun Fest event, I asked her which events she, I just lost my place. I asked her which events she was able to do and what she really liked best at the event. And her reply was, I actually really don't like the rides that we brought. I just really like being able to watch the students have fun. And that's a true embodiment of the Commitment to Student Programming Award. And it is my honor to present this award to Hallie Coakley. Congratulations, Hallie. And
so I gotta say, I was just able to kind of look through the chat and see those who have the camera on, the reactions, which I'm loving. So I love that you all are still engaged and hanging out with us as we continue on. So definitely use the chat, cheer each other on. If you feel comfortable, put your camera on so we can see your reactions because they're priceless. All right, our next award is Most Growth as a Leader. This is definitely one of my favorite awards, as I am all about the growth opportunities in life. I can still remember my first interactions with this individual and thinking, wow, her energy is great, but we need to help her learn how to channel it and control it in her leadership roles. I have seen her go from doubting her ability and second guessing what she is saying to being confident in her approach. She has truly blown me away this past year with how she has stepped up into new positions, been open to me challenging her and pushing her in new ways, and truly coming into her own as a strong female leader on our campus. I know she will continue to rise up among her peers, and I'm beyond excited to see how she will continue to grow. It is my honor to recognize Lex Candido with the Most Growth as a Leader Award. All right, our next award is New Club of the Year. Part of our role is to meet with students who have an idea for a new group on campus. We love to experience the enthusiasm these students have for their passions. This award goes to a student group that became a club and was programming right away, so excited to get started. Their exec board has been incredibly passionate, never wavering from their mission, and consistently hosting events or bringing forward ideas for programs they wanted to pursue. The passion and determination of the student leaders have made it a success, and we cannot wait to see the new ideas they continue to bring forward. I imagine the future is bright for our New Club of the Year, which is the Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students, or MAPS. Congratulations. So our next award is for Club of the Year. And I can say I'm always in awe of you all as leaders with how much you invest in the student experience outside of the classroom. So to pick just one club to recognize with this award is really a very difficult task. This year, I was impressed with how dedicated this club was. They were programming at least twice a week while we were in session, and they were one of the first clubs to come forward and ask to bring a vendor on campus to do a program. They were patient and willing to go the extra mile as we figured out protocol and guidance and what that could possibly look like. They were so active and invested in their mission that last year it earned them New Club of the Year. And now on their second year of being a club, I'm proud to honor them with Club of the Year for their dedication, commitment, and willingness to push through challenges and innovate as they continue to offer the student body programming and wellness options throughout the year. Congratulations to Club of the Year, Yoga Club. And Matt is doing yoga over here, which trust me is a sight to see. Come on up, Matt.
It wasn't me. So we want to take a moment to recognize all of you as student leaders, especially our senior leaders who will be graduating in a few weeks. Your many years of dedication have not gone unnoticed, and your leadership is much appreciated by all of us. Thank you so much. The final awards presented this evening will honor students who stand out for their unparalleled commitment to student leadership and their dedication to having a positive impact on campus. What? I just moved your stool. I don't need that there. Perseverance as a leader recognizes a student who has achieved a high level of leadership despite challenges beyond their control. This student you would never know had a number of personal challenges, as he is one of the most composed students I have ever met. He leads with empathy, yet is truly unflappable. I have never seen him upset, despite having many reasons to be frustrated throughout this year. When asked to represent his peers, he does so thoughtfully and honestly. Out of respect to his privacy, I won't share with you the specific challenges he faced personally, but it will tell you that he faced a number of them. I will say that there were multiple occasions I had to deliver to him some less than great news. I can say he had every right to be frustrated, and while he was disappointed, he took it in stride and moved through the challenge. He has been one of the strongest presidents I have worked with in more than 20 years. His willingness to give back to his community in many ways is unparalleled. On several occasions, we have called him to put himself out there and record a video to communicate important messages to the student body. His response is always, of course, I'm happy to do it. I recall in late February, a conversation about the future of athletics for the year. This was to be his last season as a college athlete. And at the time, we didn't know if that season would happen. Losing this final season after having lost last year's season would have been truly heartbreaking for him. That said, he said, you know, I'm hoping for the best. He got his season, and in a playoff game just a week or so ago, along with a whole bunch of impressive stats that I don't really understand, he hit a home run. That one I knew. They won the game and advanced to the championship for the league. He was featured in the local newspaper as a result. Matt Toy, you are a home run to your student body, to your friends and family, and to this entire community. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Next, I welcome our Dean of First Year students, Kate Schick.
Thank you, Matt. It is so nice to be back on campus with some colleagues who are also friends. It's really pretty awesome. So I am presenting the Rising Star Award. The Rising Star is an award given to a student who has made a tremendous impact on student life over their short time on Union's campus. This student was new to Student Forum this year and jumped right in, speaking her mind, advocating for change in the first-year residence halls, and bringing new ideas forward. She has impressed us as a first-year student and has truly risen time and time again amidst challenging times coming to college during a pandemic. This individual was elected by her peers to represent her class and has recently been elected to an executive board position on Student Forum for next year. We see a ton of potential in this student leader and know that if she continues to pursue these opportunities, she will accomplish great things in her time at Union. I will add that she is exceptional at answering email messages and always brings a positive attitude to meetings and/or discussions, whether they're in person or virtual. It is my pleasure to congratulate Lonnie Wagner as this year's Rising Star.
I'll move the footstool back for us short people. Our next award is our Commitment to Excellence in Leadership Award. Excellence in leadership to me means that you are constantly rising above expectations, leading by example, committing your time and energy towards things you are passionate about, and consistently following through. This student has exhibited excellence in every sense of the word throughout this past year. At the end of last year, we had only just met her in the spring term. She was involved with her Minerva and had just been accepted to be a PRIO leader. And within a matter of weeks, she quickly showcased her potential to us in stepping up to moderate and explore innovative virtual programs such as Ben Schwartz and Jason Derulo. She earned one of our Rising Star Awards last year and has only continued to impress us with her maturity, poise, and leadership skills. And this year, she has been a team player in providing exciting and innovative events for the campus community. If you have ever been in a meeting with her, she has a way of being assertive and making decisions with the group, all while being extremely humble and earning the respect of her peers. On top of that, she is great at anticipating the needs of the group. For example, if there are notes to be taken at a meeting, a form that needs to be created, or an email that needs to be sent, we could almost guarantee that this individual has already done it or is already working on it without being asked. She is self-motivated and confident and continues to strive for excellence in all she does. Congratulations to Abby Smith for a commitment to excellence in leadership.
All right, our last award of the evening is Student Leader of the Year. To be a leader amongst your peers, to remain humble, and to go above and beyond consistently are all skills this student exemplifies in just a fraction of the reason why she's deserving of the Student of the Year award. I've had the privilege of working with the student in several capacities as a student leader over the past 3 years. She's an individual who is eager to take on new challenges and does so with enthusiasm and a positive attitude. I can remember her sitting in my office, new to her leadership role in a club, and needing to make a decision on a program. She was unsure of what to do and so concerned that she was going to make the wrong decision and disappoint her peers and club members. Since then, I've seen her flourish and grow into a strong, independent, decisive woman. I've seen her grow even more confident in trusting her instincts and communicating her stance on an issue or concern, and with being innovative and bringing new ideas and perspectives to the table. Although pressure to rise to high standards and be innovative, especially in these unprecedented times, could derail some students, our award winner has risen to the challenge time and time again. She's truly blown me away with her commitment and dedication as a member of Student Forum over this past year, rising up to chair a committee of her peers to ensure that we were offering the best student experience we could. But something I value most about this individual is that she's always laughing or smiling. Whether it's overseeing an event where we happen to run out of laughsters or talking about her grasshoppers, she brings a sense of joy and remains positive in everything she does. I believe her leadership experiences, both the successes and the challenges, have helped mold her into an outstanding, well-rounded individual who is an asset to our community. She's willing to take the lead in several situations, but is also really comfortable stepping back so others get the leadership experience. I found her to be creative, self-motivated, approachable, and eager to conduct herself with humility and kindness. She's truly an outstanding student and someone I'm blessed to have gotten to work with. So it's with immense honor that I recognize Sarah Vaness with the Student Leader of the Year Award.
Congratulations to everyone. With that, this concludes our award portion of the evening. For those students who are recognized with an award tonight, whether it was one of our most impactful awards or one of our other awards, we will be in touch regarding on how to pick up your certificate or plaque. We would like to thank Sonia from Learning Environments for the technical support in helping us broadcast this live from the Knot, and Ryan Keatak for helping us with the PowerPoint. Thank you so much, Ryan. And to all the parents who may be watching from home, thank you for all you have done to raise these amazing human beings, and we thank you for sharing them with us. And lastly, a special thank you to our guest speakers and presenters, Noel, Dean Francie, Krista, Drew, Janet, and Dean Shurik. Please feel free to stay on the Zoom. We will take 5 minutes just to rearrange ourselves, but we'll hop on and chat with you all because we can't actually hear you right now. But thank you again for joining us this evening and have a great night. Thank you. And here comes Matt.